Welcome to JS Sports. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the match for tomorrow's game uh, for the Champions League semifinal round two, or the second leg, my bad. Um, we have Inter Milan versus Barcelona, and what an incredible first half. First game, first leg, my bad. Let's go to it. We had a 3-3 game against Barca versus Inter. You know, the first minute, I just sat down and I legit sat down, turned on Paramount Plus to watch the game, and boom, goal already. I had to scroll back just a minute just to see the first goal. Beautiful goal, by the way. What a golazo! And then we go into the 21st minute where it was an incredible shot from their, what was it, the right midfielder, right back, you know, and Barcelona followed up with a beautiful Lamine Yamal goal. Like, me as a Real Madrid fan, I am admiring how brilliant this young talent is, scoring a banger like that. And then 38 minutes, for Torres. Sorry if I butcher their names, but he scored. It was a good tap in. No one was in the box, just him. We come to the 63rd minute. Another banger. It was a beautiful goal from the same guy getting a brace, you know. And then 65 minutes later, Rafinha shot the ball. It should have been in, but it hit the post, hitting the goalkeeper in the back, scoring it in, making it an own goal. But I'm gonna be honest. Barcelona was in the, like, pretty much having to thrive to come to have a comeback. You know, Inter Milan was more dominant with goals, even though Barcelona did have a lot more chances. Um, let's see. Yeah, so Barca had 9 total shots on goal, while Inter only had the 3 goals, which, you know, not bad, but total shots, 19 shots taken from Barcelona and only 7 from Inter Milan. That's crazy. Inter did have more fouls. They both had yellows. Barcelona had 7 corners, and Inter Milan had 7 saves, which is really good if you think about it. But my prediction for tomorrow's game, I feel like it's gonna be around the same uh, team, except George Koundes, Barcelona's right back, is out for the game. He did come up with an injury, so he's out. But Lewandowski is back for tomorrow's game. I don't expect him to start right away. I do believe he might get subbed in maybe halftime. I do believe Olmo and Pedri is gonna stay in there. I don't think De Jong is gonna be on there. I could be wrong. I do prefer Gavi in there. Um, Kubarsi and Martinez, I think they're gonna stay there, and then Martinez is gonna stay there. I do believe that George Kounde might um, get subbed for uh, Araujo. I don't think uh, Hector what was it? Hector Fort. I don't think he did show a good game in their last Barcelona game, but I don't think he's gonna be in the starting 11. He might get subbed on, but I don't think anything else. And then coming to the Inter Milan side, same thing. I don't think they'll change anything up. Maybe switch an attacker and a center midfielder. But other than that, I think it's gonna be the same. And Barcelona's playing in Italy, and I think the home advantage will help Inter Milan. I do believe that they'll score 2 goals, but I do believe Barca will come back with their talents. You know, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Dani Olmo, Pedri. I do think they have what it takes to destroy Inter Milan, making it 3-2 in extra time, or even 2-2 and then going to pens. But if there's a club that can beat Barcelona in the Champions League right now, it's Inter Milan. I feel like Inter Milan is a more suited defensive team than Barcelona, even though they Barca have conceded less goals than Inter. But Inter, I feel like they have a little bit better of defense, even though they did score 3 goals against them. It was a tough game. I can't lie. Um, but I think it's gonna be a tough game. Let's check the last few games that they played. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go with Barca first. Barca's last game, they used yeah, right here. Let's go to their last game. They used their second lineup, which was Victor, Anti Faint. Sorry if I butcher his name again. This was a good lineup, especially for Pedri and Gavi working together. Um, they did concede a goal in the first half, which low key, 6 minutes in, I wasn't able to see the full game. I saw highlights of it. Barca wasn't doing too bad, other than that one goal. And once when Lamine Yamal and Rafinha and Dani Olmo got subbed in, everything changed. Um, they scored. Rafinha scored in the 54th minute, and then Fermin Lopez scored in the 60th minute, letting Barcelona win. It was a good, tough game. A major comeback, even though letting their players rest for the day was really good. Let's go to Inter. Let's see their game. I also didn't see their game. I didn't see their highlights, but I'm pretty sure they had a decent game. Um, let's go Inter. Oh, hold up. I saw right here. My bad, guys. Right here. They played this team. They won 1-0. I think it was a decent performance. They did use their second team again. They're resting their first starting 11. Um, but they're playing away, and I hope they do well. Me being a Real Madrid fan, obviously, I truly don't want to see Barca win the treble this year, even though it's like an 80% chance they're winning the treble. But I can't blame anyone saying that they're gonna win the treble. I can't blame Barca fans because their team is incredible this season, especially winning against Real Madrid 3-2. Even though they destroyed Real Madrid this whole season, um, I do. I won't. I'm not gonna say I blamed the injuries, but the injuries was a big factor for Real Madrid. But I do see how Real Madrid did put up a fight. Unlucky goal from Barca, but we still have next week's game. But talking back to the Champions League game, I do believe Inter is gonna win this game. No, my bad. Barca is gonna win this game. I do see Lamine Yamal scoring a banger again, or on a banger assist. I do see probably Frankie De Jong. No, 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 no. I think one of the center backs is gonna score from a corner, and then their final goal, I think, is gonna be either Lamine Yamal or Robert Lewandowski or even Rafinha. One of those three will score the last goal. For Inter, I do think hopefully um, Martinez is good and healthy. He started back up training. I don't think he's gonna start, but hopefully he scores. Um, I don't know too much about the Inter Milan team, but I do hope they win. And if Barca does win this game, moving themselves up to the final, I hope PSG does beat Arsenal, and I want the PSG Barcelona final. Um, I do want the PSG team to win, but is that likely? It's a 50-50. All these games are 50-50 really. the Inter Milan versus Barca 3-3, coming into aggregate 3-3. Coming to the second game, pretty much tied. You can't do much about it. You're coming into this game, home game for Inter, as like a brand new game, fresh start. But for the PSG game, they scored one goal, so that's a big advantage for them, especially against Arsenal. Even though Arsenal hasn't been doing the best for the past few games, other than defeating Real Madrid. What a goal from Declan Rice. You see a beautiful goal, you see a beautiful goal. You can't just hate on it. There's not much we could do. But Arsenal have been looking a little iffy. Same with PSG, but PSG, they've already won the league. They're pretty much just laying low, giving their starting 11 chance to rest. Their second team play. I think they did win 1-0 or 2-1, or they lost. But we'll talk about that tomorrow for their game. But what a Champions League format. I really wasn't expecting how good the format will be. When I first got told about the Champions League format, I was like, okay, why is it a league phase? If you're on top, you're on top. You get to skip a few games, and that's like, okay, why don't they just keep the group stage? But then after watching them, I'm like, okay, so we could be at the very bottom and still make it up on top. So it's really, I do like it. I do prefer this than the others. Um, I'm excited for this game that's coming up. I'm grateful to be able to watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow and explain my thoughts on it. Share some highlights. But I'm gonna say, Lamine Yamal, if he does end up winning the treble, or even winning the league, and I understand if he doesn't win the Champions League, if that's like I feel like the only competition they could lose is the Champions League. La Liga, I don't think Real Madrid has what it takes to beat Barca. Don't get me wrong. I believe in them to win the league, but Barca has been destroying everyone. But we still have a chance. It's not 100%. It's like a 60-40 Barca wins for the league. And if they do end up winning the league title, winning the Champions League, winning the treble, winning the quadruple, at this point, in my honest opinion, Lamine Yamal deserves a Ballon d'Or. You can see it night and day from when Lamine Yamal is healthy and good and ready to play, and from him not ready to play and or out for injury. Because when he's off the pitch, not delivering these beautiful assists, these beautiful goals, the game's really like one-sided. But as soon as Lamine Yamal is in that pitch, it's a whole different story. He goes out there, dribbles past the defenders like Neymar. He shoots beautiful like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. Um, but he's a young kid. He's 17, same age as me. That should be me for real. Not just playing, but he's an incredible young star. And the fact that we're gonna see him in Barca for a long time is honestly incredible. I love to see them play against each other, because like it gives us a challenge to push even farther. Because if you saw Real Madrid versus Barca, the games before then, Real Madrid wasn't doing that well, losing, barely winning one goal. But as soon as it comes to Barca, we push ourselves to the max and do amazing. Like, oof. But it depends on how the game goes. Um, I would have been doing a live stream on the game, but I have school, so I'm not gonna be there. I am still gonna watch it live. I am gonna be live streaming the Barcelona game on Saturday. Stay tuned, and I'm also gonna after this game of the Inter Milan versus Barca, I am gonna give my match predictions about the game. Um, but yes, I do believe Barca's gonna win this game. Sadly, but what can we do? Um, Mart. Uh, who else? Who else? Rafinha. Don't get me wrong. I respect him as a player. I don't respect him with his actions he does out the pitch or on the pitch, going towards like talking to the referees and stuff like that disrespectfully. You know, when I'm watching Real Madrid and Barca, yeah, Real Madrid, we have a few upsets calls. With Vinny, when Vinny was a little frustrated at the beginning of the season and got that red, he has calmed down a lot more and is more peaceful. Same with Jude Bellingham. Even though he didn't say what he said to the ref, it's gonna be what it is. But when you have a player out here cussing the refs for not letting the game play on for a little longer, or the decision they make, it's like, how is he not getting a red card for disrespecting the refs or even the linesman? But when Vinny or Jude goes and tries to like talk to the coach, or not the coach, my bad, the refs, they get sent off, or like they get a big warning. But at the end of the day, what can we do? Um, I have so much respect for Barca and Real Madrid. Um, so much respect for all the clubs. I do say referees, I do respect them, even though they do kind of miscall some shots or some calls. But we can't do much about it. It's the refs. We should respect them no matter what, even if they're against us. Um, but I hope tomorrow's game's brilliant. We could potentially see another fireworks show again with Barca and Inter going back to back shots. This could be one of the games of the season, games of the Champions League season. You know, um, but I do believe if Barca does win, Lamine Yamal is deserved the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or. Um, if he does win the Ballon d'Or, the youngest Ballon d'Or winner in history. I don't blame him. He's brilliant on the pitch. Um, but yeah, back to Inter. I do believe if anyone can defeat Barca, it's Inter. Because if Arsenal beats PSG somehow 2-0 game, PSG versus Barcelona, Barcelona wins. I hate to admit it, but Barca will win the game against Arsenal if they do meet in the final. But if Inter and PSG play, that's gonna be a tough game. I don't know who would win. Probably Inter with their big defense. If it was PSG and Inter, PSG is gonna win. I feel like they're more of attacking, more find a way, more dominant with the ball. Barcelona and PSG, that one I would say it's a 50-50, but I do want PSG to win, winning their first Champions League. It is a little bummer that as soon as Mbappe switches to a new club, his previous club wins the Champions League, but it's not the end for him. Mbappe still has plenty of years to play and get Champions League. One Champions League gone doesn't mean the end of the world. We still have the Club World Cup that's coming up. Um, but yeah, I do believe Barca will win this game, just barely. It's gonna be a tough game, depending on the starting 11. Um, I don't know who's injured for Barca. I know Kubarsi is out. Balde is out. Um, who else is injured? Yeah, so Lewandowski is back in the or not starting 11, but he returns to the pitch. Um, let's see, squads. I do believe it's quite a bit of players that are out for Barca. For Inter, there's only probably like one player out, one two players out. Um, their left and right back is out for the game. George Koundé did come up and state that he's out or Fabrizio Romanos did say that he's out for the game against Inter. Hopefully, they can deal without him. I do think it's going to be probably Araujo or um, Hector Forts Hector Forts. My bad. My apologies. Um, but I do see Barca winning barely. Me as a Real Madrid fan, I do think Real Madrid will win this game finally. They'll be playing 7 in the morning. I'm gonna be up for that game. Um, Espanyol versus Barca. Barca's gonna win. Um, Same goes with Barca and Athletic Club versus Barca. I think Athletic Club might have this one, or even you know what, Espanyol. I think they might have a good draw. One, they're gonna lose one game and tie one game, I believe. Real Madrid, we have to win all the games in order for us to win the league. Let's check Inter Milan. Inter Milan. Let's see their schedule. They have 4 games left in the season. They have the Barca game, and then they have 3 league games. Which, if they want to be in first place, they would have to win all 3 games. They are second in the Italian league by 1 game. So if Napoli does lose an extra game, an extra 2 games, Inter Milan will win. But Napoli has been really good, even with Lewis Skelly. Their striker has moved to PSG. They're still up there, you know. AC Milan, they had a beautiful game today. They won 2-1. It was a good game. But Real Madrid. My bad, everyone. Barcelona will win the game tomorrow, 3-2. They will go 2-2 into extra time and either score the late winner or go to pens and they destroy the pens. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. We'll be discussing about how the game went, the match prediction, or not the match prediction, my bad, the match results and the match ratings. My opinions of the match ratings. It will be a very intense fireworks show game tomorrow, and it will determine if Barca wins the treble or not. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow, and we'll see you guys tomorrow after the game. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day today and beautiful day tomorrow. Stay safe. Always watch soccer. You can never go wrong with it. But stay safe. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next video.